Okay guys, you missed the last one. So we're back in the cave of Wither Death. Ooh, iron. Let's meet Angry, Sad, Dopey. And I've forgotten my bloody potions. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a fantastic start to an episode. Oh dear. There we go. Right, is that the right way? That's not the right way. Yes, it is the right way. Brilliant. Okay, right. Come on, big boy. Show me your angry face. Wow, that's loud. Just a sec. There we go. Come on. Yay! There we go, and done. Fantastic. Bloody hell, he dug this place out a bit. Okay, great. Oh, wonderful. Bloody weather effect knockback thing throwing me all over the place. Anyway, I've chucked some torches down here. Just to, you know, like, stop spawns. Oh, look at all that iron. It's amazing. All that iron. Oh, yes. Oh, more iron. Right. I shall see you back up topside. Oh, okay guys, so we're back up top. I've picked up my other nether star and some of this business. Let's just drop so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bang! 2 beacons. And it does sound like some... Oh no, they are dying. Every so often one will just escape death on this fall. I have no idea how that happens. Wow. The slime farm is productive today. It's not the most productive farm. I've not seen it like this before. Fantastic. But that's not why we're here. Ooh. Let's see. So, I'm thinking we're going to put our beacon, or beacon array, sort of floating in the basin. Of course, we're going to need some iron. Haha. And ta-da! Yes. So I've finished detailing the iron farm pretty much. I've added these cobblestone and slab columns there running up, and they're also at the top up there. And oh my, I've now got to go and get that. Not at the moment. I'll do that at another point. Ah, damn it. Yeah, I think these really like add to the 3D-ness of the structure, as it were. Certainly, when you hit it side on, these legs look a lot more structural, a lot beefier, basically. So I think that's really good. Yeah. Overall, I'm very happy with this. One thing I'm not happy with is this bit here. Now, I did have these. I've got these holes here in the slab. I'd basically closed both of the pods off, closed them over with slabs, and I had this glowstone in, so plenty of light in there. And because it was closed off at night, because you only had this, the glowstone through the half slabs, so you weren't getting any real light through. I give it like a really cool neon effect. However, as soon as I closed the pods off, the farm almost entirely shut down. So it looks like there is a skylight factor at play here. The spawning pads need to be receiving skylight. So at the moment, I've got these cutouts on the top layers of both pods, and that's getting skylight in there. And also there's a hole over the drop column, so you get a skylight in there. For the bottom layers, the only place they're getting skylight from is from that hole above the drop column. So by the time you get to the outsides, the skylight drops down to, I don't know, nearly zero, maybe zero. So yeah, that's something that needs to be thought about. So yeah. The farm though is working pretty fantastically. Haha, look at all of that. I can't even fit it in my inventory. Right, so what we're going to do is pop these into iron block, stacks of iron blocks. And the main reason I've got so much is because I've been basically wandering around, spending time in the world, quite a bit of time in the world, so the farm is, you know, active over a long period of time. So yeah, but it is doing its job nicely. Let's just take a bit of iron, just for giggles. So what we're going to do is, I've added these steps down into the little garden there. We're going to, in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to go through here. That slime's going up the ladder that you can hear there. And we're going to figure out a central location for our thing. All this grass, I have definitely not got clear water turned on. Clear water is off. Yeah, I've got all this glass, and I know I've got the glowstone like down here, but that just looks weird. I might have to replace all of that with sand. Right, okay, so this looks like a pretty good spot. So 1521 757. Let's take a note of that. Grab up my pen. 152. Excuse me, 1521 minus 757. Yeah, cool. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out, and we're going to construct a beacon, I'm going to need some blocks. So I shall be back. Alright guys, so we've got our floating pyramid. And it's actually set up for a full level. We can fit 4 beacons on here at full level. So boom and boom. So what we're going to go for, well, we don't particularly need or even want haste up here because we'll end up ripping large holes through all of our buildings. Regeneration could be fun. Resistance, not really fighting anything around here, so I think what we're going to do is some of that, and oh yeah, and some of that. Cool. Okay, the field of view thing's gonna be a bit weird, take a bit of getting used to. Boing. Okay, so I'm going to need to figure something to do with this. I'm thinking we're now down to 40 iron blocks out of those 4 stacks, but I am thinking, oh, bit of my oh, how am I going to get that? Can I do this? Nearly. Like a boss. Anyway, yeah, I might mirror the pyramid on the bottom to make it like a diamond. However, that's not the main focus of today's episode. We are going to go somewhere I hate even more than the Nether, and that is the end. I need to collect some stuff. I will meet you across there. Anyway, yes, we're in the end. We're going to work on the I.C.E.D, which, for any new subscribers who may not know, the I.C.E.D is my Enderman design, my Enderman farm design, and it stands for the ice cream cone of Ender Death. So yes, basically we're going to upgrade it. Now, this was designed. It was designed before the tripwire version of Panda's design. It was contemporaneous to the original Panda design with the pressure plates and repeaters. Of course, the reason why farms are now being designed, I could really do with some more chest space, are now being designed with tripwires, is because it allows you to leave spawning space, air blocks level with the air block above the spawning pad, if that makes sense. So say you want an Enderman to spawn on this block here. Basically, I've looked into the code. A guy called Cabo PC explains it in a video. It's very in-depth, but basically, when the game decides to spawn a mob, say it picks this block here. I'm actually referring to the block above it, so like this air block. So it picks this block and says, in the end, for example, it says, is it air? Yes, no. If yes, it picks a block within an 11 by 11 square centered on the first block, say this one, and tries to spawn an Enderman. And if it can, it does, and if it can't, it doesn't. And if it can, it then does the same thing, picks in an 11 by 11 area, say this one, and it completes, it goes on until some limit. I can't remember, but the key point is by having as many air blocks level with the pads as possible, you increases the chance that the game will pick an air block and then pick one of your pads and say, yeah, I can spawn an Enderman there. Now the problem with my design is it's not solid in the middle, but there's a big snow cone in the middle that's full of water as well, and the way it's laid out, the snow cone is 2 blocks thick in line with the pads, so we're denying a lot of air blocks around the spawnable spaces. Also, because we're using repeaters, we've got blocks with the pistons are sat on blocks, and that's also not great, but we can't get rid of those because we need repeaters to go into pistons. Anyway, I'm going to sort my stuff out a little bit, and then because if there's one thing I've learnt about the end, that is you do not go up with anything more than is absolutely necessary. So basically I'm going to sort some stuff out, and in fact there's one first task. Now there's one first task we want to do, and that is there's a bug since 1.4 where sometimes the clock that runs the 2 central spines and the 4 pistons at the bottom sometimes stalls. Now it always corrects itself and starts up again with no intervention, but it's annoying, can take a minute or two, and I'm an impatient man, so we're going to run a bump starting lead up there by putting a button here and which will go into a torch stack, and they'll run up there, so that we can send a pulse into the clock, and hopefully that will mean I can get the thing to start when it's decided it doesn't want to start. So that is going to be our first task. Yeah, so we'll do this, and then I'll put a ladder back on the way down, because I've never had a permanent way to get up here, and that would be kind of useful for this sort of maintenance. I have been back a number of times and put a couple more rows on the top of this thing. Started off at 10 rows, we're now I believe at 13, 14 maybe, and oh, fail, and I didn't bring a pick. So I'm going to put another 1, maybe 2 rows on, bring it up to 15 or 16 today, in addition to increasing the air spaces around the spawning pads. But yeah, this is going to take a while, so I should get on with it and come back to you. Oh, sod, I've just realised I built this one block too far over this way. It's not symmetrical with this one over here. Oh, damn it. Okay, that's the first task done. I've got a stack of torches, and it comes up here, does a little wiggle around here to get it so that we've got a depowered torch below this block, because there's a torch on there that's part of the clock. So if it stalls, by powering this block we should be able to get it going again. Because we'll be providing a redstone update, and it should kind of make it sort itself out, I hope. It's a bit of a gamble, I don't know if it'll work, but ho hum. Right, I think now what I need to do is change my loadout and figure out... oh! Sod. Right, yeah, so I need to put the rest of the ladders on this for a start. Okay. Oh, look at that. Precarious perch. Right, so what we are here to do is to have bought more blocks. That's okay, we'll get some from some snow. Right, no Enderman up here at the moment, so let's tentatively take this off. Let's see. Can we take a block out here and get some snow? Yeah, not as convenient as a silk touch, but it will have to do. Yeah, so we're going to have to clear the water out because needed a pick. We're going to have to clear the water out because almost all of this is going, basically. I wasn't very prepared here, was I? So, yeah. I'm going to start, this is going to be very tedious, I'm going to start taking all the water out. You can see the two phases of expansion actually, there and there. Those lines of half slabs, so they're the two phases of expansion this farm has gone through. But yeah, I shall come back to you. Oh dear. Partway through clearing the cone out and run out of shovel, or spade even. And so I have to go and get a new one. And what do I come back to find? Yes. As you can see, the cone is being removed, all apart from these strategic blocks. Now, the cone's original function was to stop Enderman skipping pads on the way down and taking like fall damage. Because if they take any fall damage in the cone, they're going to die when they get to the bottom. Now, the cone did stop that pretty much, almost 100%, 99.9%. But oh god, and that's very loud. Come on, teleport away. But as I say, I found out after the fact that it reduces spawning because it takes up air blocks. So I revisited my prototype, and it turns out most of the deaths can be prevented with just these blocks here, running up the spines, because they're the choke points. They're where they get the most clustering of Endermen going on. So they're the ones we're going to leave in, and I think that's the best compromise. You get more deaths than you used to, but the increased spawn rate on the prototype seems to be able to make up for it. Anyway, I'm going to try and get rid of these guys. And come back to you. Oh, death number 1. Ah! Oh well. Oh, need a new pumpkin. Okay. Death 2. Okay. Well, that's done. So the entire cone is removed, bar these strategic blocks to reduce the majority of Enderman death. Why is there a repeater missing down there? Right, so while I'm up here, in fact, yeah, no, I need to go and get a repeater to replace that. Before I do so, I'm going to do a quick speed test. to see how it behaves in this configuration with the 14 levels and whether or not I need to put any extra levels on. This is a bit annoying. When I first built this, you couldn't see that from here, and now it seems you can. So I have no idea. It's over 128 blocks away, but I didn't want anything loaded, so very, very odd and annoying. So yeah, anyway, let's get down there. We do that, and let's see if we can take, in fact, actually no, I'm going to go and tidy up my leaves. So I'm going to get down there and be back with you. Yeah, you know. Okay, time for a little speed test, and I'm going to drop the sound all the way down, or maybe 1%, because it's very noisy. And let's do that. Ready, go. So my recording timer said 4:30 when we started this. And I will say that the reason for this work is partly vanity. I've lived with about a 1 minute 30 to 2 minute level time to level 30 for a while, quite happily. However, my friend Slip is going to be in the process of building this, and as soon as I heard that, I thought it's not good enough. I want this to be as fast as possible, as fast as this design can be, and that's why we're doing these upgrades. Okay, so we've got a bit of a slowdown there around level 25. We'll come up to 50 seconds. And that's 1 minute around now. Right, so 1 minute 10, which is not bad, but I am going to put another level on it and replace that missing repeater and check for any other errors. Okay, lots of fun. Right, I'll be back. Here's a useful little idea that I've just thought of. Wish I'd thought of this the first time round and second and third time round. Put a chest up here. That way, if you die, you're carrying minimal stuff, but you don't have to keep going repeatedly down to the bottom. I shouldn't have to go down to the bottom at all now, unless I die, which is a possibility. Anyway, let's get on with it. Okay, right, that's 16 layers on. Now let's see what that does to the time. I'm not adding any more. Okay, and go. Okay, we're at 20 seconds. That's 30. $40, and we've got all this XP in our phase, which either means it's getting trapped, or we can't. Right, so now we've not got that. Either means it's trapped and can't get to you, or it can't be absorbed any faster, basically. So I don't know how 40 seconds is possible, but there we go. That was less than a minute. I am happy with that. Good stuff. Right, the next thing to do is, part of the thing about this Enderman farm is that it was meant to be a lazy man's Enderman farm. No running up and down, pop, 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 like this. Didn't want that. But you can't put Endermen into a 1x1 block because you can't hit them fast if they're in a 1x1 block, because their hitboxes kind of occlude each other as they die. It's really weird. Now you can stand here and wave back and forth like this, But normally I stand at the end, like this. Now the problem with that is you can get them stood right at this far end here, and you can't quite hit them, so you have to kind of go around to clear them. Now that'll be less of a problem now, because there doesn't seem to be anything like the slowdown. So there should always be guys here to hit, but I would like to kind of automate that a little bit. Oh, 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 and death. Okay guys, so I have been hard at work. Had a little derp up, as you saw. And that's why you shouldn't have a diamond tool on you when working in the end. Not seeing that again. So yeah, let's show you what I've done. So previously our 2x1 space was orientated sort of along this way, and I've swung that round so it's one wide head on, and our overflow spot, as it were, goes back here. Now, as I mentioned, the reason I've not had that in the past is because basically the Enderman can kind of get so far back you can't quite hit them when punching. So what we've got here is a pressure plate on this block, and as long as there are Endermen on it, it's powering it's powering this redstone, which goes into this repeater, and that's powering this block, which is powering this redstone, and because it's a dot, it's going to power this and depower this torch. And also we've got a block above there, so we've got two pistons here that are currently depowered. Want that there. And basically, if we manage to clear this front pad of Enderman, then this pressure plate will unpower this line, and we'll just simulate that by breaking the redstone. And so if this line is depowered, those pistons push the Enderman that are back there forward, and obviously they get pushed onto the pressure plate, so it gets depowered, powered up again, and they all spread out. So that should solve the problem of not being able to reach them if you're standing end on. Okay, so that is that sorted. I would also like a button to manually activate these pistons, just in case the impossible should happen and I should ever get short of ender pearls. Because we will get ender pearls stuck back there, which we can't get to, or well, we could probably get to if we stand here, to be honest, but well, it's a lazy man's Enderman farm. I don't want to move around here to pick stuff up. I want it brought to me, thank you very much. So what we'll do is we shall let's put some snow there. We want to power this block and this piston. Let's see how we're going to do that. In fact, let's see. Yeah, a dot of redstone there. How are we going to power this? Aha! I know what we'll do. We'll take out this. And, oh yeah, I covered this box. I filled this area out so it's a box, and covered it in water. Right, so, oh, in fact, we can fill that in now. If we jump up here, what we can do is if we can power this dot of redstone, it will power the block and the piston. So we can do that with a repeater. Oh. That was clever. So we can do that with a repeater. Pop. That works out quite well, because we can put a button on here Brilliant. You can see those blocks getting pushed forward there. Excellent. And that doesn't interfere with that? No. Good. Fantastic. So that is our farm upgraded. I think it looks a lot nicer like this than it did before. So we've got our jump start for the clock, our manual override for the pistons, and easy XP. Just stand here and click. I'm leaning back in my chair with one hand reached across to my mouse. Oh yeah, this is a totally different world to what we had before in terms of speed. And level 30. Brilliant. Sorted. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I think it's going to be a pretty long one. But yeah, that was a pretty necessary job, really. Happy with the results on that. I'm off to enchant some gear. We'll replace the pick that I lost. Garbage. Oh, great. Right, until next time, guys. Take care of yourselves.